Okay,
Okay.
we're live on Facebook Live.
Well, what about Instagram?
It's happening.
Yeah.
We're live on Instagram.
Okay. Okay.
We're live everywhere. We're live globally.
Wow.
There are people in Jakarta watching.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and Africa.
You know, I'd like to hear from people from around the world. Just tell us where you are and that you're watching. I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay.
I would too.
Really? And if you have any questions you'd like answered, we'll
And
try
will
to
you read
answer
their
them.
name?
Pardon me?
Will you read their name?
Of course.
Yeah. Right.
Of course.
Okay.
And that's on Facebook Live or Instagram, whatever you like.
Now I want to say something.
Oh, okay.
Raquel Welch died today.
Oh, yeah.
That seems unbelievable. Didn't you always have a crush on her?
Well, when she did 1 million years BC and she walked out of the ocean wearing a fur bikini, that's when I fell in love.
Didn't she call you?
She did. She called me a few years ago and she said, I'm going into business and I have this contract and I'd like you to read it for me. And I said, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I said, I'd be happy to read the contract. I said, but I'm not a
I
lawyer.
can understand why she wanted you to read it because you're used to reading stuff like that for me.
Yeah, then I thought, Suzanne, I'm going to be having lunch with Raquel Welch.
Yeah, but I don't get jealous.
Yeah,
I don't.
I know.
I know how much you love me.
I know. I do. Happy Valentine's Day today as well. Actually, every day in our life is Valentine's Day. And you know, I find something very interesting about
What is that?
Valentine's Day. Saint Valentine was beaten to death and beheaded, okay?
Oh, he was
and we
beheaded.
we celebrate Valentine's Day by sending chocolates. Go
Wow.
figure.
Wow, you saw that on TV, right?
You know, no, I
About
didn't
Saint
see that on
Valentine's?
TV. Was it on TV?
That's what I hear.
Oh,
Anyway, let's.
okay. Well, today, I'm drinking my first drink that I ever had, actually, as my second drink I ever had as a young man or an old boy, which was rum and Coke. Love rum and Coke.
You always drink that.
And then, well, not always, but I have a great bottle of ancient rum that I really like. And you know, rum and Coke, I don't drink Coke very often. The only time I drink it, if I have a hot dog, I have like, you know, a Coke.
Oh, that was our Valentine's dinner.
Yeah, that was our
Alan made his. To say hot dogs seems so.
These
Cut-
are, yeah.
Cuts them in half. He fries the buns so that they're fried on both sides and flattens them down. And then he puts mustard, and then he puts the hot dogs down. And wow, they were great. And you know, we've been eating a lot of great food lately, and I was so relieved to have a simple meal. And we had Alan's flattened hot dogs, incredible. And we had root beer.
We did, but normally we'd have a Mexican Coke.
Right.
And the reason it's Mexican rather than American is because the Mexicans actually sweeten their Coke with sugar, real sugar,
Yeah.
cane sugar.
Yeah.
Whereas in this country, we sweeten the Coke with, what is that stuff that's stops your heart?
Something fructose.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup.
High fructose corn syrup.
That's right, yeah.
And that people drink, you know, soft drinks all day long with high fructose corn syrup, and the cumulative effect is devastating to the body.
Yeah.
Why can't we make people understand how devastating all the shit in our food is to our health? Wow.
I think they're starting to get it. I think the tide
Well,
is
my
turning.
ladies, you out there,
You know?
I was doing an interview and I was talking about all of you today, that you get it. That's what I love about you. You get it. You've read my books. I think Not that Toxic is the best book I've ever written, but it was right on the money. It said what's going on in the world today and how dire it is that we change our ways with the way we eat. So, thank you for
So
buying into that
so
premise.
I
Yeah.
Love Cats 989 asks, does Alan's son, that's son Stephen, have a daughter? I thought I saw a young lady with the last name Hamill on Instagram. Well, you probably did.
Yeah.
It's not our son's daughter because he has 3 sons, unless one of them is now a daughter. You never know what's going to happen, okay? And, but when Dorothy Hamill, the incredible Olympic figure skater, is a friend of ours, and she lives out here. And whenever we're with her, I remind her that she is spelling her name wrong.
Why, how does she spell her name?
I think it's H-A, now you got me. I think it's H-A-double-M or double L, something like that.
And you're just plain
There's
old.
an I too. I think it's an IL.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a big difference.
yeah.
So today we have these darling bottles of, well, here's vanilla fig, and I think this is cherry.
That's
No, pomegranate.
balsamic. That's the balsamic.
And the Meyer lemon
Olive oil.
and the basil olive oil.
Olive oil. I think there's more than these.
Probably.
These come in like a sample pack,
Right.
which is a great gift. And these are glass bottles, which is unusual. They're not plastic, they're glass. And they're glass because what's inside them is the highest quality olive oil and balsamic vinegar you will ever find anywhere. I chug-a-lug it. And this is, when we started with the balsamic vinegar, I said, you know, I don't like balsamic vinegar. And every time we go to a restaurant and they're gonna put balsamic vinegar on something, I tell them, forget it. This balsamic vinegar, I chug-a-lug.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I open the
Out
bottle.
of the bottle.
Yeah, right out of the bottle. It's great. And, you know, getting back to rum and coke, which is in Cuba, it's called a Cuba Libre, free Cuba. And when I was there as a kid in 1980, no, when was it?
Oh, two.
It was 1902. It was like a year before Castro, 1989 or 1970. 1970, no, 19. Anyway, I was there as a kid. I'll tell you what, let's see, I was 22. Okay, I was there in 1958. 58. And then I went back in late
To
58.
Cuba?
Pardon? In
To
Cuba. I went back in late 58 in time for Castro, who came in the beginning of 1959 with a bunch of guys with beards in the back of trucks shooting their guns off.
That's
And
frightening.
I was standing at the front of the Riviera Hotel where I was staying, and that was owned by Meyer Lansky.
Here's the big mafia boss.
They rushed into the casino and started breaking the crap tables and the slot machines and the roulette tables, and I thought, you guys are going to need that to raise money to keep this thing going. And in fact, they had to replace everything. But it was like a moment, you know, it was, okay, let's do this. I love
Fascinating
Cuba.
that you were
I love
there.
Cuba. I love the Cuban people. Wherever I went, there was music. Even the guy, remember they used to have elevator operators years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
And even the elevator operator had a guitar, and you get in there and he'd go to the floor and then start playing his guitar.
Oh, how sweet.
It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
You've
incredible.
always talked about Cuba lovingly, even though there's a lot wrong there.
Yeah.
And you've always talked about the music.
Music, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And
I
that-
remember I was on some show and Tito Puente
Oh,
and
yeah.
his band came on.
That was in Puerto Rico. We were in
Was
Puerto
that where it
Rico.
was? Yeah.
Yeah, we were opening a casino that had been closed for many years, and you were the star of the show. Well, it was your show, and we were doing 3 shows there. And I found out that they scaled the tickets at $120. Now, in those days,
What does scaled mean?
it means they charge $120 for a ticket.
Okay.
And in those days, in Vegas, I think the biggest ticket was somewhere around $60 or $70. And I said to the promoter, I said, who's going to spend that kind of money to come see this show? And he said, you'll see. And sure enough, we were sold out for 3 shows because it was all the boys from the States with their girls,
Oh, Mafia Boys?
with rings on every finger
Oh,
and
right.
diamond necklaces. And yeah, it was incredible. It was
Wow.
really incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, you can't do that today.
No, no. And then, speaking of mafia, we used to go to that great restaurant in New York called Rayo's.
Oh, I love that place.
Oh, it was incredible.
Oh my God.
And, you know, one night we sat next to John Gotti Jr. and a bunch of his friends. And at 10
But
o'clock...
remember when I walked into Rayo's and Don Rickles was sitting at the
Yep.
counter? And I had just been on Larry King and announced that I had breast cancer. Kind of a tender moment. I walked in to Rayo's and Don Rickles sitting there, he goes, "Cancer!" He's screaming, "What a gimmick! I wish I thought of that." You know, when something is icky like cancer, you got to break the ice and laugh about it. And
So they're having trouble hearing you, so let me make a...
oh,
I'm gonna-
take.
my engineering ability here. Okay, you should be hearing Suzanne perfectly now.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
Let's taste one of these hors d'oeuvres.
Okay, which one?
This is a little piece of grilled bread, and it's got truffle honey and little bits of truffle from the truffle honey, and then the cheese is brillat, B-R-I-L-L-A-T. You want to make your guests happy, serve them brillat. It's like eating the best butter you've ever tasted in your whole life. Cheers, yeah. It's a holy crap. Do I have stuff on my lips?
Only, well, a little bit. Right here. Just lick it off.
Okay.
Not quite.
Suzanne was so excited to tell you what was underneath that. She forgot to tell you that there's vanilla fig
Oh,
comic on there. You guys were so excited to eat, right? It looks really
is my
good.
favorite
You guys, all of
balsamic.
the Infusio oils and balsamics are available. We have every flavor in stock. Suzanne and Alan have 4 of them in front of them, but we also have the Herbe de Provence and the Tuscan olive oil and the blood orange, the Meyer lemon, the basil, and then the balsamics. We have pomegranate, vanilla fig, black cherry back in stock for those of you who have been waiting, the white peach, and the traditional balsamic. So good.
great.
If you can, get them all.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Your eating and cooking will improve instantly. I love all of these. These are the
Yeah.
highest qualities we could find. It's all from Italy, and it's unbelievable. And
Oh, it's leopard.
I drink it right out of the bottle.
He does. Like orange juice out of the bottle.
What else do we have?
Well, we have a date stuffed with blue cheese, and it's been marinating in, let me just taste it.
In balsamic.
The pomegranate. Blue cheese, pomegranate, and a date. That incredible?
Is that prosciutto on there too?
And prosciutto.
Is it wrapped in
You know,
prosciutto?
we're really lucky
Um,
because the dates they sell probably in your supermarket, if you live in the East, are these old dry things. But because we live literally near date groves in the desert, we get the super royal mejules right off the tree. They're organic, and they're incredible. And if you're interested, you can go online and Google organic dates from California. And it has a number of date farms, and they'll send them to you. They're not expensive, and you'll know what a real date tastes like.
Yeah, I never,
As I say, what a real date tastes like, my mind wanders.
yeah, stop.
Okay. Okay, I'll just finish this off. Well,
Hey, you
Well-
guys, I got that wrong. I just checked with Jill to see if the black cherry was back in stock. It is out of stock, but only for about 2 more weeks. So sorry, the black cherry is the only one not available right now.
You know, if you're gonna have people over, what a way to make appetizers. Oh, isn't that amazing?
I'd rather have appetizers than a whole meal. When we go for dinner, I often just order 2 or 3 appetizers rather than the salad, the main course, dessert, etc. Because the main course is never as good as the appetizers.
I noticed at that party we went to
Yeah.
that they were, they put all their energy into the appetizers. I thought they should have used some of these. It would have
Yeah.
been better. And the build up to the caterer was like da 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 da. Wait do you taste this? And then you tasted it and you went, yeah.
You look particularly delicious today.
Do you
That's a
see
good
why
word to
I
describe
love?
her. She's
love
delicious.
him? Thank you.
Right.
Thank
And
you.
today is Valentine's Day for us. Yesterday was the official Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
but for us, every day is Valentine's Day.
And
True.
that's why I made you corned beef and cabbage for dinner. That great love meal.
Aren't you supposed to have that like St. Patrick's Day?
Yes, but there's no rules.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is what, February something?
No, it's
17th?
March 17th.
March?
Yeah, March. We're way away from it.
So
So
it's
why
like-
should we wait?
It's like a
I wanted
rehearsal.
to use the summer size slow cooker. I'm interested in slow meats. And the other day, we had the most incredible meal with a simple piece of chuck steak, like your mom used to use.
But just a moment.
Yeah,
I remember when chuck steak was the cheapest steak you could
yeah,
buy.
listen to this.
Okay, it was cheap. If you couldn't afford to buy any real, like a fillet or a ribeye or anything like, you'd buy chuck.
That's what my mother would buy.
And you'd cook it and cook it and
Right.
cook it and cook it in a slow cooker or with a lot of sauce, and it would break down and it would be good, really good. You know how much we paid for that piece of chuck steak for the 2 of us? $31.
Not amazing?
It's crazy time.
Now, we
$31.
finished it all, but
Yeah.
God, it was shock. It was
I
shocking.
don't know how most people can afford to go shopping for food today. Really, think about it.
Yeah.
Even eggs. Apparently, there's an
Let
egg
me-
shortage because chickens aren't laying. What's that about?
Yeah, they said there's something wrong with the feed
Well,
that they're giving to the chickens, and the chickens aren't making eggs because the feed doesn't have the right stuff in it.
And I wonder if the roosters, I wonder if they're going cock-a-doodle-doo. I remember we used to go to the Santa Monica, what do they call, farmer's market? And there was a man there who was in the egg business, and he had literally a pile of eggs. And on top of the eggs was a rooster, a live rooster, who wasn't tied down or anything. He was just sitting there.
Right.
And the reason he was sitting there is because the guy had a tape running at all times of hens making their sounds. And the rooster thought the hens were in the pile of eggs that he was sitting on, and he was there to protect those hens. Okay, it was amazing.
That's great instincts, isn't it?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. I have to leave now. I have things to do.
Okay.
Okay, but I'll be back.
Please be back.
Yeah, you can show everyone the promo code. Promo code tonight is family25, guys. Family25 for 25% off
Here, Al.
everything at SuzanneSummers.com.
I have one.
25% off site-wide.
Promo code family25 at SuzanneSummers.com. You know, a lot of people don't know that you have a website, and it'd be great for people to go there and just kind of look around, because you'll find something.
Yeah.
There are literally
Are you
hundreds.
talking, are you talking about SuzanneSummers.com?
SuzanneSummers.com.
Okay.
Hundreds of products, great products, all organic, all good for you, and of the highest quality. We go out of our way to achieve the highest quality in terms of all the ingredients we use
We do.
for organic hair care, organic skin care, or organic color cosmetics, the ingestibles, the supplements, gut renew. Gut renew. If you're having any problem with your gut, bloating, noises in the night, okay, a little digestive problem, get Gut Renew.
Yeah, get gut renew.
We are getting amazing testimonials from
Yeah.
Gut Renew. Amazing.
Yeah, I've never experienced that before.
Well, that people are telling us they're losing weight. We don't sell it as a weight loss
No.
product, but people tell us they're losing weight. Why are they
But
losing
doesn't
weight?
that make sense?
Yeah,
When your gut lets go and
and
says-
heals.
and heals, then you'll lose weight.
You know, foreigners we know have said they've had problems learning English because one word means many different things. We
Right.
just did it, okay? We talked about heels, okay?
High
Relative
heels?
to the gut. Heels
okay.
also apply to what you have on the bottom of your shoe. And heels also apply to when you have a dog and you're walking your dog. Doesn't the dog heel?
Yeah,
There you go. 3 things, one
Yeah.
word.
yeah.
That's why they have trouble learning English.
Do you know I've never had a dog?
No, you did. But you had to get rid of him because it was an attack dog when you were single with little Brucey, and the dog kept running and crashing into your nose.
Oh, God. Yeah. That was given to me. I wonder if it was given to me for protection.
It
I
was-
just didn't, when you never had a dog, I didn't know what to do with this dog who was like a maniac.
Yep.
I think it was a shepherd.
See, there we are. A shepherd and a shepherd.
Where are we?
A shepherd tending sheep on a windy bluff over the Irish Sea, and an Irish shepherd dog. Or no, it's a German shepherd.
Yeah, it's German.
A German
There
shepherd.
are no Irish shepherds.
No, they're Irish shepherds who tend sheep. And there are German shepherds who are attack dogs, but they don't attack the mother or the father. Okay, it's like Gloria, our cat, doesn't attack us. Gloria attacks everybody else.
Or ignores me, mainly.
Yes.
I love her so much, and she's going. She
So,
likes Alan.
I'm looking at you today, and you really look fabulous.
Really?
Yeah, really. Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Thank
What are you
you.
doing after the show?
I'm going out with the man of my dreams.
Okay. Okay, the man of your dreams. Well,
You are. That's what I said to you in my Valentine yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I still can't get over Raquel Welch.
Yeah. Every guy in the world, when she walked out of the sea
Oh, God.
with the fuzzy bikini in 1 million years BC, every guy in the world said,
Cleared their throat.
yeah. And she had an amazing, she was a great entrepreneur.
She had an amazing business.
She had an
She
amazing
died wealthy.
business. Yeah,
And she hasn't
amazing.
worked for years and years and
Yeah,
years.
amazing
She had,
business.
what was her business? Wigs?
Wigs, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Who knew wigs were such a thing?
yeah. Yeah. I remember we.
Do you want to taste this?
I'd like to taste anything.
Okay. This is asparagus. Oh, shit. Well, now
Oh.
it's nothing.
Great, Suzette.
Sorry. Well, I'll just have asparagus. I think I can put it back
Yeah,
together.
well, let's get this one here. We still have one here.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
So you take a bite. You could lose your teeth with these things.
Great. Okay.
Wow.
That's grilled bread with grilled mushrooms, piece of asparagus that's been steamed, and then pomegranate, balsamic. Wow. Wow, wow.
Wow.
Here they are, and there are many more. This is so, I showed the small bottles today because I thought they were so charming.
Raquel, according to Margaret Morris Calderon, Raquel has a beautiful daughter as well. Of course she would. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I think Raquel's son dated daughter Leslie at one time.
And then again at Thatcher School,
Pardon me?
she dated him in high school. And then she dated him again at Thatcher School. And that's when Leslie would never tell us anything about any of her boyfriends. Do you recall that?
Yeah,
She was really mum. Okay.
yeah.
Like we were lying around at night thinking, who is it? Who is it? And then she said that she went to camp with the daughter. So Leslie has quite a relationship. But I wonder what she died of. I mean, they didn't say.
Because she sure looked healthy.
She looked vibrant,
Yeah.
incredible. We've lost a lot of friends in the last few weeks to cancer and like. I had a press agent, Howard Bragman, who he was a crisis manager. So when I'd get some press that was, hard to combat, Alan would call Howard Bragman, and Howard Bragman was the fix-it guy. He'd go in and he'd like calm everybody down, and he was a really nice guy. And then last week he just died.
Yeah, mid-60s.
Yeah, I think he was 66.
He had the perfect name for a public relations agent. Because
Brag.
PR agents brag about their clients. His name was Bragman.
Right.
He
And
was
sometimes
a
you need, crisis control.
he was a sweet guy, really. I liked him a lot. He wasn't one of those hustlers,
No.
Hollywood hustlers.
Andrea was telling me that she was coming down the little funicular after a evening at our house with Howard Bragman, and then it stopped. That was at the period where it was like a little electric cart that went down the hill, and it was starting to stop right there. That's a big reason we got rid of the house. And Andrea said she had to jump out of the little cart in the dark, and she grabbed onto the back of Howard's pants. And the two of them, they pulled each other up the hill. How about that? Nice party, thanks.
Well, I think we've done it for today.
Really?
Yep, I think so. We're going to turn it over to Caroline. I think Caroline's going to be in her kitchen cooking. And I want to mention one last time that it's 25% off site-wide today. Promo code FAMILY25 at SuzanneSummers.com.
So that's it?
Pardon me?
That's it?
That's it.
I was just getting used to sitting around with all of you, having a cocktail. I so enjoy being with you. And today when I was doing interviews all day and I talked about you and how you've bought into the brand is me. And I remember when I left Three's Company that part of it was because I went to the producers and I said, why don't you, create merchandise like Chrissy Snow short shorts and knee socks and pin on ponytails and they got mad at me like, this is about the show, it's not about merchandising.
Yeah,
No, he said it's not about business. And I thought, isn't it called show business? So it is show business, and they were dumb to not do it.
No, you know what? They got lucky with that show, really. That was their first and only show they got lucky with.
Yeah.
And they didn't recognize the fact. I mean, Steven Spielberg came over to the house one day and spent the afternoon with you talking about doing a movie. And we went to the producers of Three's Company and said, could you start start the season a week or 2 weeks late? And they said, absolutely not. They didn't get it. You do a Steven Spielberg movie, how many more millions of people are going to tune in to watch Three's Company?
I forgot about this story,
Same thing about Dustin Hoffman, the same deal, okay?
Oh, right.
They didn't get it. They were morons. And then they agreed with the network to get rid of you. And they got rid of you of the one thing that created the greatest revenue for their pocketbooks. It's known, you're leaving the show, you're being fired off the show, was known in the industry as the greatest self-inflicted wound in the history of television. They lost billions of dollars in license fees and back end and et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, don't get me started.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you're ahead of your times, you're ahead of the times, and we were. And so our ideas seemed outlandish, but they weren't. And no one was branding. No one, except that Farrah Fawcett did that great poster, if you remember.
Yep.
But then, after I left Three's Company, we discovered ThighMaster. And ThighMaster was an instant success. Just instant. And after we sold 10 million units,
To one guy.
we looked at each other and said, this is a good way to run and start a business. So anyway, aren't we lucky?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay. And I just want to say what I always say at the end of the show.
For a while.
I didn't write this myself. I didn't have anything to do with it, except a voice came to me in the middle of the night, and it said, it's not who you are, it's not what you do, it's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. And you know that. I love you. Good night, everybody. Night, Caroline.
Good night, I love you.
Love you too.